Good morning. How are you today? I am fabulous. I have my cup of Joe. Who wants to have a cup of Joe with me? Man, I hope you had a good day yesterday and that you're going to have a great one today. Today marks my first full month unemployed. So we'll see how this works out in the months to come or weeks to come, however this works out. Man, really wasn't too sure about what to talk about today. Still am not too sure what to talk about. Other than, man, I saw a couple people yesterday that are friends of mine literally make pleas because of illnesses of people in their family for people to get vaccinated. And I feel complete compassion because people have been hurt and people are suffering. And as I've said, man, I feel like a commercial. But that's okay. I mean, I've got mine back in whenever. And I guess there's more coming. All right, But it's finding compassion for people on a level with them and trying to block out the rest of the noise. Because there is noise. There is static above and beyond what good people are doing, and literally asking. They're not part of that brigade of people who need to get online on a daily basis and call people names and stuff like that, and they're doing that for themselves. I really believe that. I think they're doing that for themselves just so they can feel better about themselves. If there is pure anger at other people, you can display it in other ways. I don't know. I don't like judging, but it's just, how do you filter through all of this and make these ridiculous generalizations and these memes that you see all over the place, all the false equivalencies? It's just, it's dizzying if you read it too much. Man, our connections, even with people that maybe we don't get along with too well, need to be maintained. Because without them, if we break and we break off from people and groups of people that we don't agree with on things, and we have segments and there's no commonality, and we're just in these little blocks of whatever, that just makes it easier for people to swoop in. We're in those gaps, fill them with more hate, and just take control, more control. And that's been my biggest fear. That's the reason I started doing these things, is watching people using all of these divisions, all of this hatred. Some of it's real, some of it's been drummed up, so they can gain more control, so they can get paid. The race grifters, some of these clowns they just make you sick. There's zero sincerity. But then you also have people who just won't listen, who keep on keeping on with their hate. It just gets boring after a while. Caring for people who don't care about you is a challenge, but it's necessary. Man, if you're sitting there, if you're not getting a vaccine because you feel things after you've researched this, and when I say research, I don't mean listen to my favorite cable TV news pundit, because they don't know shit. These people don't know anything, right? Right? They don't know anything. It's listening to these idiots talk, if you allow yourself to. They just make your skin crawl. So forget about them and think about, in my opinion, I guess this is the only way for me to do it, is to think about how I would want others to react if I was suffering, regardless of how they felt about me, but would want them to think about other people in their sphere that go through a similar issue. The thought of being broken to the point where things fall apart is really, it's kind of terrifying. But part of the way to mitigate against that is to make sure that you're maintaining a connection with a group of people or groups of people that you don't agree with. I wonder if we do that enough. I don't know. I'm just curious about that. Loving people that don't love you. It seems like a ridiculous notion. But the greater good has to be maintained, I think. So I would never call somebody names who doesn't do something. All I could do is plead my case, knowing full well that, people that I know that have gotten this virus and have suffered with it, people that I trust and love and care about, was part of the reason that compelled me. Although it wasn't really, look, I researched this stuff and I finally said, look, I'm getting the shots. That's that. How anti-vax people feel about me is how they feel about me. I don't hate them for not getting it, though. There is sort of a, man, I don't want to give people, I know how easy it is to inflame other people on the other side. But you have to admit there's a little bit of logic to, okay, you want me to wear a mask, you want me to get my shots, but if you got them and you're wearing your mask, then why are you worried about me? I'm sorry, there's a logic to that, man. I get it. That's the other side of this. Well, it's not the point. No, it kind of is the point. You have to look at it from all angles. Now, obviously, also, I don't think they really know what's going on as much as they claim to. When I say they, that's not a political thing. This is apparently an engineered virus, a weaponized virus. There's people that are making an argument that it is, and it's a sound argument. And if Jon Stewart can make it, I can make it too. It's going to mutate. It's going to do things. And look, it's here. It's here forever. Eventually, I guess we'll get it under wraps and in some way after time. I don't know. I'm not a virologist, whatever the word is. But taking precautions to make sure that people I care about and people I don't care about get this or keep them from getting it was part of the calculus. It wasn't a huge part. I'm being completely selfish and honest here. It wasn't like that was my overriding decision, but it was a part of it. And now here we are, waiting for another wave to sort of pass by. I don't trust the media at all. So who knows how they're reporting these numbers and what's going on. I mean, I don't want to get into conspiracy theory stuff. All right, let's assume the numbers are solid. Okay, let's just leave it at that. So I don't want people to say, "Oh, what do you think?" I know it's real. Please don't. It's just my level of distrust for people in power and people that are reporting for them. Like I've said so many times now, the media has turned into, most of it they've turned into guard dogs as opposed to watchdogs. And because they want to keep their jobs, and screw them. I don't care about these people. But still, me getting vaccinated helps them too. Okay. Whether they hate me or not. And I've also said this, some of these elites, oh God, it's obvious. The revulsion they have for us is so abundantly clear. I know I make some of my friends on one side angry, but people in power that hate half the country fucking terrifies me. It really does. And to justify it somehow. Man, I don't know. So this is basically a plea. And you may never watch me again, or you may never listen to me again. Please, if you're one of the anti-vaxxers out there, I don't hate you, or I respect your right to not get it, in fact. But please reconsider. Please go back and re-look at things. Why am I saying that? Not because of any other reason except I know it's hard to sort of feel like you're submitting, but maybe caring about somebody that hates you displays on some level the character that you have versus them. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I'm not saying revenge certainly isn't a reason to do it. I am not a reactionary person. I don't just watch a TV show and then be like, all right, I'm going to do whatever they tell me. Probably going to do just the opposite. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just want everybody to be okay. I want you to be okay. I want us to work this shit out. Because the further and further this goes, the worse it gets. And yeah, no matter what, the race hucksters, the politicians, they're not going anywhere. They'll find a new way to be shitty to us. They'll find a new way to hurt us. They'll find a new way to get paid. Because so much of this is about money. But I sleep better. I gotta be honest with you. Leave it with that. I sleep better at night when I know that I'm living my faith. But if you don't have that sort of thing going on in your life, relating it to just being a better person, it's up to you, man. But yeah, I understand. It's not going anywhere. This is not going anywhere. COVID is here forever. Politicians will use it to be shitty to us forever. People are going to get online who need to get online because they hate themselves to be shitty to you to make them feel better about themselves forever. Reporters are going to get on and with their makeup on and their their nice ties and whatever, knowing full well they don't give a shit about you, but they know that they can make money off of this. That's going to happen forever. But my forever is, man, I want to go to my grave knowing that I did what I could. Just one person, and I'm been so many failures in my life, but a lot of successes too, and I want this to be a success. Knowing that I gave a shit enough to do things, to help people that just couldn't give a shit whether I was alive or dead, or kind of wish I was dead. Makes me feel better about myself, it really does. Anyway, I don't know. Does that make any sense? Oh, Lord. I don't know. That's all I got for today, which is good, I guess. It's better to regurgitate stuff because when new things happen, sometimes they're not real good. I love you. I want you to have a wonderful, wonderful day. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to get off to be doing mine, whatever that is I'm going to do today. And man, I love you. All right, you take care.